Amontillado, Spanish pronunciation, Amontillado, is a variety of sherry wine characterized by being darker than fino but lighter than oloroso. It is named after the Montilla region of Spain, where the style originated in the 18th century. Although the name of Amontillado is sometimes used commercially as a simple measure of color to label any sherry lying between a fino and an oloroso, an Amontillado sherry begins as a fino, fortified to approximately 13.5% alcohol with a cap of flor yeast limiting its exposure to the air. A cask of fino is considered to be Amontillado if the layer of flor fails to develop adequately, is intentionally killed by additional fortification, or is allowed to die off through non-replenishment. Without the layer of flor, Amontillado must be fortified to approximately 17.5% alcohol so that it does not oxidize too quickly. After the additional fortification, Amontillado oxidizes slowly, exposed to oxygen through the slightly porous American or Canadian oak casks, and gains a darker color and richer flavor than fino. Amontillado is characterized by nutty aromas, tobacco, aromatic herbs and often ethereal, polished notes of oak. The fusion of two different aging processes makes Amontillado wines extraordinarily complex and intriguing. Varieties. Amontillado can be produced in several different manners. A fino Amontillado is a wine that has begun the transformation from a fino to an Amontillado, but has not been aged long enough to complete the process. Amontillado del Puerto is an Amontillado made in El Puerto de Santa Maria. Naturally dry. They are sometimes sold lightly to medium sweetened, but these can no longer be labeled as Amontillado. On the 12th of April 2012, the rules applicable to the sweet and fortified denominations of origin Montilla, Moriles and Jerez Executarese sherry were changed to prohibit sweet Amontillado. They have to be labeled as medium sherry. Blend of Amontillado as such like. The classification by sweetness is serving. Amontillado is usually served slightly chilled and may be served either as an aperitif or as an accompaniment to food such as chicken or rabbit. Classically it was served with a fine or thin soup, such as a beef consommé. Storing. Due to its oxidative aging and preparation, Amontillado is more stable than fino and may be stored for a few years before opening. After opening, it can be kept for up to 2 weeks, if corked and refrigerated. Cultural references. Amontillado features prominently in the well-known short story by Edgar Allan Poe, The Cask of Amontillado. Amontillado was served with the first course of turtle soup in the Danish 1987 film Babette's Feast. A worldly Danish general, a guest to the sumptuous dinner prepared by French chef Babette, remarks that it is the best Amontillado he has ever tasted. In the first episode, Arrival, of the BBC comedy The Vicar of Dibley, Amontillado is served by David Horton to the members of the parish council whom he believes are not capable of appreciating any finer liquor. However, when the eponymous vicar Geraldine Granger arrives, she states that she hates Amontillado and asks for whiskey instead, much to David's chagrin. In episode 2, Season 6, 3 to Tango, of Archer TV series, Mallory Archer threatens Krieger by pointing a gun at his crotch and stating, "And the implied threat here is that I will shoot you in the genitals, and then sit here sipping Amontillado sherry while you bleed to death." Quote,